everyone. I think everyone has his favorite sport or game, especially when they were young, don't they? And this is my favorite game. You can see it's game when I was a child, and it is called hacky sack. And there are different ways to play with it, such as and another way is to play with it. And also, you can use 3 of them. So I made different sizes of the hacky sacks. It can depend on what age of the person will play with it. But if there is a small child and they cannot balance themselves, and we can sew a string onto it, and they can play with it like this, especially for the small child. Yeah. But today, are you interested in it? Yeah. I'm not going to teach you how to play with it, because there are different kinds of ways of playing with it. You can be creative. You can create your own ways to play with them, as long as you have your own hacky sack. So today I'm going to teach you how to make your own hacky sack. And firstly, let's prepare the materials and a pair of scissors. My scissors is so small, yeah. And you need a needle, a sewing needle, and sewing thread, and stufferings. It can be rice, beans, or maybe sands. And I collected some sands on the beach of the Lake of Ontario the other day. Yeah. And also some fabric. It can be your old t-shirt, your old tablecloth, or even your socks. And I made it from my sheet. But don't worry, it's not the sheet of my homestay, the sheet that I brought from China. And I cut 6 pieces of fabric and maybe 6 squares of the same size. So these are the materials that we need to make your own hacky sack. But if possible, you can have the colorful markers, because you can draw different pictures on it, such as the logos or cartoons or the pictures that you like. Make your own hacky sack more beautiful or lovely. Now next, I will teach you how to sew a hacky sack. Firstly, we need to thread your needle with a long piece of thread and make a knot at the end of the thread. And then pick up 2 pieces of fabric and fold them together and try to sew the edges, the raw edges, and pull in your needle through backwards, forward, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, and try to make sure that the stitches are close together to prevent the stufferings, especially the sands, falling out when playing. And at the end, you can make a large knot. As close to the edges. So it's done. And repeat this section until all the edges were stitched together. And finally, we can get a cube, but leave one edge open, and you need to turn the inside out so that we cannot see the stitches. The stitches are on inside, so it will look more beautiful or neatly. And also, you need open to fill in the stufferings, the rice or the beans, and now I will fill in the sands. Then we will close the open and sewing them together. And so it is done. And why I recommend to teach you a hacky sack? Because maybe there are 3 reasons. First of all, I think it's small enough and it can be carried in any pockets. And it can provide entertainment for one or more persons. You can play by yourself, and also you can play with your friends or your groups. And it can also practice coordination of your eyes, your feet, and your hands. So it's a good practice, especially for some soccer boys or soccer men. And secondly, I think it's quite cheap and easy to make such a toy. Because the materials, we can find materials easily. And the process of making hacky sack is not very difficult or complicated. I think anyone can make it. And thirdly, the last one, but not the least, I think nowadays a lot of people, especially the children, who are indulged in playing computer games or playing their cell phone, they like the outdoor activities. So I think we should provide our children, especially our children, more active outdoor activities. And I think hacky sack is a good choice. Do you think so?
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you.